By playing Mayflowers, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club. Yes, as much as I have to agree this time. Oh, let's play mode has been enabled. Oh, got some mods have that. It jump scares me every time. I'm like, oh, how does it know? Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome to, I guess Doki Doki Mayflowers. I mean, that's the way the logo is, so I'm assuming that's what it's called. I was just gonna say Mayflowers, but I feel like people would get very confused. This is the first in a kind of selection of set of mods that I'm gonna be playing for the channel, because recently there was a mod jam on the DDLCMods subreddit. They did a Spring of Hope mod jam, and so I was asked by one of the judges to record some of the mods that were, you know, put into it. So for the next few DDLC videos, we will be covering those mods that were selected. So this first one is Mayflowers. Yeah, let's see what it's all about, shall we? I have literally no clue about any of these, by the way. I don't have no synopsis, anything. Literally, I was just given a download link. So, you know, kids, don't trust download links from strangers. Act 1, preheat. There's acts in this? Natsuki, your breakfast is getting cold. I'll be right there. Natsuki's voice echoes from upstairs, and a few minutes later, I hear the rapid thuds of her approaching footsteps. Natsuki rounds the corner and heads to the table, inspecting my handiwork. Hey, pancakes! Where's your breakfast? I already ate. Gotta go get Sayori, remember? Right. Natsuki pouts, the light of the pancakes evaporating in moments. What happened to Sayori? Hey, we can eat together tomorrow. No school or anything. We have the whole day together. Alright, you can make it up to me then. Now get out of here before Sayori starts snooping around. Oh, okay, that's why. It's because you want to eat with us. Okay, I was about to say, like, oh god, what happened? Natsuki gets up and puts her arms around me before I leave. I return the hug, savoring the dizzying feeling I still get when she's near me. After an all too brief moment, I let go. Alright, I had better get going. See you at the club. Bye, Zero. Been over 6 months since I joined the literature club, and my life is unrecognizable. Aside from the fact that I have a girlfriend who's living with me, I've got other meaningful relationships. What the hell? I mean, I guess 6. I guess it has been 6 months, I suppose. I was like, wait, she's just living with you? I'm like, I guess it's been 6 months, sure. I suppose they are 18, because at first, I don't know why, like, I was like, that was weird to me until I literally broke down all the things that you probably would have potentially brought up, like, okay, well, wait a minute, if it's been 6 months, they are both 18, sure, why not? My grades have improved, and I don't feel like I'm just wasting time until I graduate anymore. That's not to say it's all been easy, though. Not long after joining, I found out Sayori, my best friend for as long as I can remember, the depression that whole time. Between trying to support her through that, my newfound relationship with Natsuki, and my schoolwork, I've had my hands full. It's all part of growing up, though. I go outside and head straight for Sayori's. To my surprise, she opens the door and meets me before I even text her. Good morning, Zero. Morning, Sayori. You're up early today.
I set my alarm extra early. I don't want to keep you waiting every day, you know.
I guess that makes sense. Does that mean you're ready to head out already?
Uh-huh.
Impressed by the progress Sayori's made in such a short time. It wasn't so long ago that I had to practically drag her out of bed to get to school on time. Now, though, she's out the door before I even call her. As we walk down the street to school, Sayori turns to me.
Hey, Zero. I've been meaning to ask you something.
What's up?
Why do we have to head to school so early now anyway? I mean, we've been getting to class almost half an hour early these days.
Look at the ground, not wanting to lie to Sayori's face. It's my fault. I volunteered to help set up my classroom before school starts. Oh god, wait, why? Why are we going to school early now? I figured you'd rather get up a little earlier instead of walking to school alone. If you want to sleep in, you can, but I won't be able to wait for you.
No, that's all right. It's actually getting easier to wake up early these days.
It's good to hear. I'm proud of you, Sayori. I mean that. I am proud of her. Before she confessed to me, I had no idea how depression could affect somebody, or how much effort it took to fight against it. But I could tell that Sayori has been working incredibly hard to make progress. Proud as I am, though, I also feel guilty for lying so openly to her. Alright, I'm gonna take a wild guess. He probably wakes up early with her because he is paranoid as hell about her doing something, I suppose. I don't know. We don't know how far he learned about her having depression. So I guess... So it's one of those things where I'm like, I guess she probably never attempted, so I guess he would have no reason to be super paranoid. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll explain. I haven't volunteered to do anything at school. And make sure she doesn't see Natsuki coming out of my house in the mornings. That makes sense. That's a better reason. Natsuki doesn't want anyone to know she had to move in with me, and I can't say I blame her. But also, with what else Sayori told me the day before the festival, you should probably keep things secret for her sake as well.
Aw, thanks, Zero. Hey, why don't we do something to celebrate? Since you're so proud of me and all.
What did you have in mind?
We could go see a movie tonight.
I wince. I'm busy tonight. Had some important work to take care of.
Oh, okay. Maybe some other time then.
Sorry. Feel bad for disappointing Sayori. At least it wasn't a lie this time. I do have something important to do after school tonight. Maybe over the weekend?
Okay. I'll stop by Saturday, alright?
Sure thing. So far, this is pretty... It's a nice little thing. A nice little mod. Now, I do know the theme of the jam is apparently hope. So, I'm assuming for there to be hope, something bad has to happen. So, probably soon. It passes uneventfully. It's time to eat. I pull out my Miarge lunch? My meager? Is that supposed to be meager? Is that how you spell meager? That is not how you spell meager. Is that? Oh, that's the fucking... It's like the other way of spelling meager. I swear. I hate different languages. I hate that we change the spelling of so many different things. A cheap sandwich, but by the time lunch rolls around, I'm so hungry that it feels like a meal from a 5-star restaurant. Fortunately, it only dampens my appetite rather than fully sating it. I sigh and put my wrapper away. Oh well, I can stand to lose a few pounds anyway. Club, I find I'm the last to arrive. Yuri seems to be working on some sort of project at the front of the class. There are scattered pages in front of her, spread over multiple tables. Yuri, as usual, is reading quietly in a corner. Gives me a shy smile as I walk in, and I wave briefly to her. Natsuki's pulling out a volume of her manga from the closet. And Monica seems to be filing some paperwork. Seeing me, Monica walks over and smiles.
Hi, Zero. Any big plans for the weekend?
No, not really. Sarah and I talked about seeing a movie, but aside from that, it'll probably be the usual. How about you? Search Club is in a bit of a lull. We held a pretty big event this week, but once again failed to attract any new members. First time that happened, Monica seemed to take it pretty hard. Since then, though, she seems to have taken the stance that a small, dedicated club is better than a large club with members who aren't passionate. Of course, that hasn't stopped her from trying to stoke that passion in potential members.
Actually, I was planning on taking the weekend to myself and just relaxing. Maybe curling up in my pajamas with a good book.
See? Like pajamas. Why is there a Y in it? I let out an exaggerated gasp. Monica? Taking a day off? I'm shocked.
I know, pretty surprising. The truth is, I haven't actually gotten the chance to read any new books for a long time. I've been so busy, there just hasn't been time to really sink my teeth in anything too big. But, as president of the Literature Club, I'm obligated to take time off every so often to read something new.
Well, good for you. The way you've been going these past few months, I say you've earned a whole week off.
Let's just start with the weekend and see how it goes. Oh, it looks like someone wants your attention.
Monica gestures over to Natsuki, who's running next to the parfait girls and tapping her foot impatiently. Right. Take care, Monica.
You too.
Hang away from Monica. I head towards the closet.
It's about time. I've been waiting for us to start this arc for months.
I know. Sorry, I just wanted to say hi to Monica.
Yeah. Just get on the floor.
Whoa! I mean, well, I know why, but I'm just out of context. Even after the others found out we were dating, Natsuki kept up her harsh demeanor in the club. It used to bother me a bit, but over time, I've learned to accept it if it makes her more comfortable. Besides, we get enough time to ourselves now that she's moved in with me. Still, to keep up appearances, we've only been reading Parfait Girls in the club room. This made Natsuki pretty impatient to get to what she deems the good part.
Come on, I swear, it gets really good after like 30 chapters.
I'll tell you, once we get to the 5th arc of the series, whew, then it's a banger. A part we're apparently just on the brink of.
Come on, open it.
Alright, calm down. Turn to the opening page and we begin reading. As usual, Natsuki sits close beside me, almost leaning on my shoulder. No interruptions, we managed to finish the entire volume in a single sitting. It's strange not to have any club activities, but I can't say I'm upset at having more time alone with Natsuki. How long was that club? Wait, they finished an entire volume? Volumes have like multiple chapters in it. Yeah, wait, hold up. They finished an entire volume? How long were they there? I mean, I don't know. I guess we never really got like an estimate of how long the club meetings are, have we? Like, are they like an hour, I would assume? Because how long can they really stay after school? Because I think most clubs only stay after school for like an hour or maybe even 2 if you're lucky. I don't know. I really wouldn't want to stop this volume halfway through. When we finally finish the last page, I let out a breath and leaned back. Wow. I was not expecting that.
Right?
Poor Minori. I actually feel bad now. What happened to Minori?
Admit it, you're hooked.
Natsuki, we've been reading this for 6 months now. I could have stopped any time if I wanted.
Yeah, but now you're really hooked. Like, you probably want to start the next one right now, don't you? Dang it. Told you. Too bad for you. We're out of time.
Wait, why are you so happy? Aren't you dying to read the next one too?
Oh, I am. But I've got the satisfaction of watching you squirm while we wait.
Ugh, this isn't fair.
Yeah, well, maybe the tables will turn when your manga finally gets interesting. I mean...
She suddenly realized that she let slip we were reading another manga in our spare time. It was a minor mistake. I don't think anyone even noticed, but she's been insistent on keeping our arrangement a secret. Our secret manga arrangements. Like Natsuki, I don't think Natsuki just like really thinks that Yuri is like creeping over her shoulder. Just like, were you guys reading this manga?
Well, the club's about over anyway. Isn't it time for you and Sayori to head out?
Yeah, I guess it is. All agreed to put a temporary hold on writing poems for a while. The whole club was starting to suffer the first stages of burnout, and Monica was insistent we stop it before it became a chore. Since then, club meetings have been more informal, while Monica works on finding a new outlet for the club. So far, I think my only real problem with this mod is how much exposition is just spouted. Like, I understand that we have to kind of give us, you know, where we are with certain things, but I don't know. It is kind of like, goddamn, man. Every time MC just randomly goes in his head and he's just like, yeah, we've stopped writing poems because of the incident. Like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like it could have been delivered in a more organic way. Like, maybe they could mention, like, you know, it's been a while since we wrote poems or something like that, you know? And then he'd be like, yeah, well, you know how it is with Monica, you know, like things like that, you know, in a more organic way than just MC randomly spouting exposition. Because some of it was fine. Like, I think in the beginning he was talking about learning about Sayori's depression. That's fine. That made sense. But some of it is like, okay, MC, can you stop? Please. I head back to the front of the club where Sayori still seems focused on her project. I put my hand in front of her face to get her attention. Hey, Sayori. You about ready to go?
Is it that time already?
I glanced at the clock.
Oh, I guess it is. Sorry, I was kind of busy.
Well, there's no rush. I can wait a few minutes for you to finish up here.
No, that's okay. I could use a break anyway.
Sayori puts all of her papers in a rough pile and shoves them into her backpack.
Bye, everyone.
As we walk back home, I turn to Sayori. So, Sayori. What were you working on in the club today? Seemed like you were pretty focused on it. Sayori grins and shakes her head.
I'm not allowed to say. Monica gave me a top secret mission.
That's something Monica wanted you to do, huh? It means it's something official for the club. It doesn't really narrow it down very much.
You'll find out on Monday.
Well, I guess that's not so bad. Kind of curious now, though.
Sorry, but I promised Monica.
I'll wave it away. Hey, no big deal. Monday's only a couple days away. Rest of the walk home with Sayori is basically the same as any other. We talk about our day, anything we're excited about, and complain about classes. Usually I try not to bring up my relationship with Natsuki, but sometimes Sayori pushes. I don't know why. Even I can see that it bothers her sometimes. I do wish it didn't hurt her to see Natsuki and me together. Never done anything to get between us, so I guess it's not my place to judge. Natsuki comes in just as I'm finishing the day's homework.
Man, does that sun feel good. I was getting sick of freezing on the walk to school every morning.
Yeah, it kind of sucks in the winter. Sorry I had to go through that. Natsuki shrugs.
I lived. So, what's the plan for tonight? Take out in a movie? Or maybe you want to show me why your manga is totally as good as Parfait Girls.
I grimace, preparing for the worst. Actually... Natsuki frowns at me, knowing what I mean before I even finish.
Seriously? Again? It's like the third night this week. I miss you.
I know. I really am sorry. Gotta take care of this. Besides, we've got all weekend, right?
Promise you'll be around?
By Monday, you'll be sick of me. Natsuki chuckles.
Won't count on it. Tried your best so far, and I'm still here.
Ouch. Does this mean you'll be okay if I head out?
Yeah, I guess.
Just
Back safe, alright?
I will. What the hell's he doing? Is he Spider-Man? At first I was like, man, I don't remember us making any plans, and I'm just like, is he Spider-Man? Like, what's going on here? Come back safe. This is gonna be a really big twist. See you tomorrow. I step outside with an inward groan. All things considered, I'd definitely rather spend the evening cuddled up with my girlfriend. I don't have that luxury tonight. Walk down the sidewalk, eyes alert. Clean so far. I know if I keep walking, I'll find what I'm looking for. Sure enough, my eyes catch a glint as I reach the corner. Aha! Laying down and snatch a plastic bottle, tucking into my backpack. One down, 199 to go. What? Is he collecting bottles? What the fuck? Cycling balls is the most lucrative work, but it's about all I'm qualified for. Huh? He's a recycler? 200 is what I consider my quota for an evening. 200 bottles is enough to get a decent meal if you're careful. Fortunately, finding that many bottles usually takes a long time. Some nights I have to head in before I even get halfway there. The night seems to be going well, so I'm up to 5 bottles in many minutes. What the hell? He just recycles. Well, my theory was way more interesting than what the actual thing was. I was like, he's just a recycler, a very avid recycler, to be honest. 2 hours later, I drop off my haul to be collected. And I reach my quota tonight. Not even close. After shoving the balls into the receptacle, I grab the meager sum of coins and count them out. I can make more money working at a sweatshop. Still, it's not too late. Take one more round, and I might have enough to last the rest of the month. Oh, is this how he makes money, by recycling? Okay. Partner about it's pretty popular. Winter, nobody would have visited, but maybe with the recent weather, I'll get lucky. Scrounging for recyclables isn't what I had in mind for my first job, but I don't have much of a choice. Okay, yeah, so it is his job. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, well now Natsuki saying be safe makes sense, because yeah, he's going out and doing this at night, so yeah, it is a little spooky. It's a nice background. When I learned that what Natsuki's home life was like, I had to let her move in. Fortunately, my mom's monthly stipend is only budgeted for one person. Counting all the expenses, more in some cases, stretches things pretty thin. I had to skip meals pretty often and cut down on the meals I actually ate. Sure, I could explain everything to Mom and hope she sends a bit more money. There's also the risk that she'd kick Natsuki out, and that can't happen. Oh well. Keeping Natsuki fed and safe is more than worth the effort. I do hate keeping this a secret from her, though. As I walk down the path, I see something that makes my heart race. A bottle? Looks like someone had a particularly good time here earlier. Oh. Someone getting drunk. Yeah. Just up the path, a dozen or so beer bottles are scattered on the ground. Let's go. Money, 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 money. Glass sells for twice as much as plastic. This is the jackpot. Thank goodness for litter bugs. Like the bottles, I mentally tally the total value. Be enough to get me over 0? Yeah! Quickly spin around. Oh, it's Yuri. I thought it was, I don't know, I just used a random voice. Yuri? Are you the drunk? Oh my god, Yuri's the alcoholic.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to frighten you.
Yuri stands a few feet away from me, clearly embarrassed.
No, it's fine.
I was just kind of distracted. Sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for. I certainly can't blame others for getting lost in thought.
I take a breath, waiting for my heart to stop racing. Alright. What are you doing out here anyway? Isn't it kind of late to be out for a walk? Yuri chuckles softly.
I could ask you the same, Zero. But to answer your question, I prefer to take walks after dark.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, there's something in my throat. Things are more peaceful. I also find that more easily find inspiration from my poems at night.
That makes sense. Yuri would certainly appreciate the solitude. And your poems certainly feel like the sort of thing you'd write at night. Is that what you were doing then? Writing a new poem?
No, tonight I'm just enjoying the air. It's been too long since the weather's been mild enough for a late night stroll. What are you doing out here? You don't strike me as the type to spend their Fridays picking up litter.
Crap, she saw what I was doing. Think, Zero, think! Just say you need a few extra bucks.
Are you okay, Zero?
Yuri looks at me with a concerned expression. Who? Me? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Yuri gives me a sad smile.
Zero, you're sweet, but you're a terrible liar. You're collecting bottles for money, aren't you? I know you and Natsuki have moved in together, you know.
How the fuck did she know that? What? But... I sputter helplessly. How did you know? No use denying it at this point. She looks at me for a moment without speaking. For a few seconds, she nods to herself as if she's decided something.
Come with me. I'll explain when we get there.
Get where? I still have to drop these off and get home.
Please, Zero. Just trust me.
Yuri begins heading down the path out of the park. Views, not sure what choice I really have. I hesitantly follow. Yuri eventually heads into a late-night cafe. Walks straight up to the counter and addresses the hostess.
Good evening, Aaron. I'll have the usual, please. And my friend will have...
Yuri looks at me expectantly. Yuri, I really can't afford to be eating out.
I know that. That's why you're not paying.
Hang on, I can't let you buy me dinner. Yuri sighs.
Zero. When was the last time you had a hot meal?
Turn away, not wanting to answer.
Not healthy, what you're doing.
I'm not doing it to be healthy. Doing it for Natsuki.
Then do this for her too. She wouldn't want you starving yourself out of stubborn pride. I mean,
Yuri looks down, embarrassed by her own words. Pride. Can't deny it. Yuri's right about why I don't want to accept her offer. He clearly regrets speaking so bluntly. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Yuri. You're a good friend.
You're not upset?
Shake my head and laugh quietly. Yuri, we've talked about this. Really, nothing you say is as bad as you think it is. Besides, you're right. I was just being stubborn. And I am pretty hungry.
Well, that's a relief. Not the fact that you're hungry.
It's alright, Yuri. Come on, let's get a seat. Finish ordering, and Yuri and I find a table.
Thank you for letting me do this, Zero. You know, this is one of my favorite diners in the city. Although that's mostly because it's quiet and open late.
Try a bite of my dinner and find it better than I expected. Didn't discount the quality of the food either. It's pretty good.
I'm glad to hear you say that. You know, some weeks I'll come here every night.
Well, that explains why you're on a first-name basis with the staff. Yuri nods.
Yes, they're very friendly here. I suppose it's another reason why I keep returning.
It's a really nice place. Honestly, I'm glad you showed it to me. Maybe I'll come here with Natsuki sometime.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
But speaking of Natsuki, I've held up my end of the bargain. Now, how did you know Natsuki and I were living together? Yuri traces her finger around the rim of her glass, pondering before she speaks.
Well, first you need to understand that I've known Natsuki for far longer than you have. I don't say that to diminish your relationship, it's merely a statement of fact. In fact, before you started coming to the club, we often spent time together socially.
Raised an eyebrow in surprise. Really? When I first showed up, I thought you guys hated each other.
I can certainly see why you would reach that conclusion. And in truth, we struggled to get along when we first met. It was rather brash and somewhat rude. And I was, admittedly, quite judgmental towards her. But we eventually developed a deep friendship. It's not to say that we always got along. But what you saw that first time we shared poems, it was an abnormality.
Mary's posture shifts and she smiles gently.
Anyway, we started going out shopping or getting ice cream in the summer. Eventually it got to the point where she'd come to my house regularly. Of course, for reasons I was unaware of the time, I was never invited to her house. But I didn't think much of it back then. If anything, I was grateful that I didn't have to enter a stranger's home. I suppose I was somewhat naive at that time.
Nod, understanding how she feels. Not only did it take me way too long to clue into Natsuki's problems, but Sayori's as well. I understand all too well how seemingly insignificant clues like that can fly under the radar. Yuri clears her throat and continues.
Anyway, when I learned of her situation, I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to do something.
Another sentiment I understand. I remember the day I found Natsuki hiding in an empty corner of the school during lunch. Emptying ketchup packets in the cafeteria into a cup of water to make tomato soup. When I asked her about it, she finally told me how dire things are in her home. Usually had to go hungry at the end of the month because her father had blown the last half of their money on booze. Baking wasn't just something she picked up for fun. It was also a survival strategy, since flour was cheap and lasted a long time. She wasn't actually that much younger than the rest of the club. She just had her growth stunted from years of malnutrition. And worst of all, what actually happened if her father found manga in her room.
Zero? Are you okay?
Turned my attention back to Yuri. Yeah, sorry. I know how you feel.
I suppose you do. I'm sorry to bring up such a delicate subject.
Fine. You were saying?
Right. Well, the point is that I began to schedule our time together so that she'd be at my house for dinner. Even if I couldn't do it very much, I wanted to make sure she at least got one full meal in a day. Of course, looking back, I think she knew exactly what I was doing, even if she never let on. Anyway, after the two of you started seeing each other, Natsuki came over less and less often. So a few months ago, she abruptly stopped visiting at all. And around the same time, her arrival at school in the mornings became erratic. Before, she had to take the bus to school. She would always arrive with a group of other students. Now, she might arrive 10 minutes after the bus or 15 minutes before. It only makes sense if she started walking to school, which she couldn't do from her own home. Therefore, she moved somewhere close to school, and somewhere with a more reliable source of food. Natsuki doesn't trust many people enough to live under their roof. And for anyone else, she wouldn't keep the move a secret. In the end, the only explanation is that she moved in with you.
Wow. Yuri freaking Sherlock Holmes, that shit. I can't help but laugh. I'm impressed, Yuri. That was some seriously great deduction. You're a really observant person. You know that?
That's kind of you to say. Unfortunately, I can be incredibly oblivious at times. It's my failure to consider the burden Natsuki's presence must be putting on you.
Bristle instinctively at Yuri's words. Natsuki isn't a burden.
I know that. I only meant...
I sigh, disappointed in myself. I know what you meant. Sorry, Yuri, I shouldn't have gotten upset so easy. Guess I'm just kind of on edge recently.
Right. Well, that's just what I wanted to talk to you about. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. You need to sleep. You need to eat.
I need money to be able to buy food for us.
Yes, you do.
Yuri reaches into her purse and pulls out a wad of bills.
You should cover the extra expenses for a while.
I hesitate, not sure what to do. One thing to let Yuri buy a single dinner, but this is a lot of money. Of course, being a lot of money, it can feed the two of us for a long time. Yuri's parents are literally a doctor and a lawyer. It's not like she can't afford it. How do we know that? I feel that same stab of pride rising its head again. And I imagine Natsuki's face when I found her having watered-down ketchup for lunch. In the end, I don't really have a choice. Take the money. Yuri looks relieved.
Thank you, Zero.
I should be thanking you. I promise. I'll make good use of this.
I'm sure you will. You're a good person, Zero. Natsuki's lucky to have you.
I feel my face redden from the compliment. Speaking of which, I really should be getting back home. I'll be getting worried by now.
Alright. Goodbye, Zero. I'll see you on Monday.
Wave goodbye to Yuri, grab my backpack, and head home. The door closes behind me, a figure on the couch begins to stir. Girl? Yeah, it's me. Sorry I'm so late. Where? Natsuki stifles a yawn and starts again. Where were you? I ran to Yuri, and we started talking. I went to the couch and sat next to Natsuki. Man, Yuri and her late night walks. What did you end up talking about? About you, actually. Turns out she already knew we moved in together. What? Yeah, when you stopped going to her house and started walking to school, she figured it out. That figures. Well, he's so smart at the worst times, and completely oblivious when you want to figure something out. Chuckle softly. You know, she did something really similar about herself. Anyway, I think she kind of misses spending time with you. You two should hang out soon. It has been a while since we visited. Maybe I should. Natsuki yawns. Pretty late. Probably go to bed. Wait! Missed you. Can we just spend a little more time together? Can't help but smile. Much as I want to head to bed right now, I miss Natsuki too. Alright. Just a few minutes though. Yes, that'll do. Down next to Natsuki, gently holding her hands. Head on my shoulders, smiling gently up at me. Aw. Ugh. Why does my neck hurt so much? Why is my shirt wet? I reluctantly open my eyes. Lies on top of me, snoring softly in a small puddle of drool. Oh, I'll even had a drool on her Sprite. That's funny. That accounts for my shirt. And from the angle my neck was at, I'm not surprised it hurts. Quietly watch Natsuki for a few moments. Man, she's cute. I don't know how I wound up with a girl like her, but I must have done something right. I could stay here all day. I didn't desperately need to use the washroom. Try my best not to disturb Natsuki, and begin to slide out from under her. Natsuki's eye half open, and she sluggishly wipes the drool away from her mouth. Slowly lifts her gaze to my face and freezes. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, no! No, this can't be happening. Sorry, it is. I drooled on you! Don't look at me! Why not? After all, Natsuki glares at me. Don't say it. You're so cute. You said it! Natsuki leans forward and punches my arm in a quick flurry of blows. Ugh! Frustrated, she runs upstairs and hears the door to the bedroom slam. Feeling extremely satisfied with myself, head up to my room. I'm the winner this time with my chirp full of drool. An uncharacteristic display of mercy. I decided to take my time getting ready today. Use the extra time to recover from her ordeal. Take a steaming hot shower until the hot water runs out, then get dressed at a leisurely pace. I thought it was the weekend. Finally come downstairs, I find Natsuki waiting for me.
Finally. Come on, I'm getting hungry.
You're allowed to eat without me, you know.
Promised yesterday we'd spend the weekend together.
Okay, it is. I guess he said getting ready, I guess, for the weekend. Fair enough. He said getting ready, so I was like, getting ready for what? Where are you going?
You promised twice, in fact. And I'm gonna hold you to that promise. Now, what's her breakfast?
I decided to bring up the fact I never promised to make her breakfast. How's French toast sound?
Your French toast? No, thanks. We're doing French toast. We're doing it properly.
Just bread dipped in batter and fried. Can't even do that improperly. Natsuki shakes her head.
See? That's just what I'm talking about. You wouldn't call cupcakes cooked batter covered in sugar, would you?
I might have, before I met you.
Well, it's a good thing I'm here to educate you. It's like with cupcakes, that's only the most basic, boring version of French toast. The really fun part is dressing it up with your favorite flavors. So, what are you thinking? Come on, be creative.
Chocolate chip?
Not exactly the most creative flavor you could have picked.
Hey, I'm still learning. Besides, it's a classic.
Well, it doesn't really matter anyway.
You don't have any way of getting chocolate chips into the bread. Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't really think it through. Chocolate chips? Yeah, sure. Natsuki opens the fridge and peers in.
Let's see. You got strawberries. Let's do that.
Good to me. Where do we start? Half an hour later, Natsuki sit down to a fresh plate of strawberry French toast. We made a strawberry syrup to go on top of it and sprinkled the top with powdered sugar. You could have done chocolate chips. You just haven't tried hard enough. I refuse to believe they put their all into that. All right, I admit it. This is way better than what I was going to make.
See? Put in a little extra effort and food always tastes better.
Maybe if you're a genius at baking. For Sayori, more time in the kitchen just means more risk of burning her house to the ground.
I admit, I do have a rare gift. Seriously, I think people just don't put in the work it takes to get good. The first batch of cupcakes was a total disaster.
I guess that's true. At the same time, I've never met anyone who can bake like you. There's definitely some real talent at work here. Especially the now half-eaten French toast.
Yeah, maybe.
Even now, I'm occasionally surprised by Natsuki's lack of confidence. She's borderline arrogant in public, so it's sometimes hard to remember how incredibly insecure she can be. Seriously, you're incredible.
Thanks, Zero. I really need to hear that sometimes.
The rest of the meal is eaten in silence. I occasionally catch glimpses of Natsuki looking my way carefully. The same way she looked at me when I ate her first cupcake. In the end, there isn't a bite left on either of our plates. As I clean the dishes, Natsuki pulls out a box and opens it. Inside is the manga I'm making her read. Finds the volume we're at and places it on the couch, waiting for me. Be there in a minute.
No rush. Just getting ready.
Finished, I join Natsuki on the couch. Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah?
No spoilers, but I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts.
Let's get started already.
She's not gonna like it. It's gonna be bad, isn't it? She's gonna hate it. Halfway through the book, Natsuki scoffs. See? She's already scoffing! Yeah, this is such a guy manga. Raise an eyebrow. If you really want to stop, we can.
Well, it's not that bad. After all, some of the characters are pretty cool. Like Katie. I like her.
Oh, you like Katie? Interesting. Natsuki's brow furrows. Oh no!
Why? What's so special about Katie?
I never said she was special.
What? Does she die or something? If she dies, I'll never forgive you.
Come on, I never spoil a major plot point like that.
Whatever. You're just messing with me. You are just messing with me, right?
I shrug it differently.
You're serious? She dies, doesn't she?
I maintain my best poker face despite Natsuki's best efforts. Finally, she hits me over the head with the open manga in frustration.
Ugh, you're evil.
Natsuki pulls out the next issue and sets it on the couch.
Now look what you made me do.
I'm a monster. Of course, Kaede doesn't die. There's no way I'm letting Natsuki know that. If I have to suffer waiting for the next issue of Parfait Girls, then I at least get to have my own fun in the meantime. That is always the thing to do with mangas. Be a little evil. Don't, obviously, it's one of those, if you want to be secretive about it, don't be super blatant. Don't be like, don't get too attached to him. Because, yeah, that's where it's like, yeah, they're gonna die. The trick is to say it about a character you know nothing happens to. You know, it's like, then they're like, what? But then sometimes you can sprinkle in a character you do know something happens to. So then their trust in you is just completely blown out the water. A few hours later, there's a knock at the door.
I've got it.
Let's go open the door to a familiar figure.
Hey, Natsuki. Hey, Sayori. Looking for Zero?
Wait, hold up. They're not supposed to know that she lives here, right? So how the hell does... Oh, guess it's the weekend? Okay, fair enough. Because I was going to say, like, how the fuck? Like, wouldn't this be bad? But I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's the weekend. So I guess they could assume that Natsuki came over for the weekend. So, okay. Fair enough. So I was like, yeah, well, isn't this a bad thing? I hurriedly get up and go to the door. And for all this time, I haven't told Natsuki about Sayori's confession to me. What? Huh? Seems like something that should be told at some point, because that just feels like it's gonna cause some problems. I don't want Natsuki to accidentally say something to hurt Sayori.
Oh, hi, Zero. I was just gonna ask about the movies.
Wait, hold up. Wait, what? You don't want Natsuki to accidentally say something to hurt Sayori? But you're literally not telling her information. She's going to accidentally say something to hurt Sayori. By you withholding this information, that's going to happen. At least if you told her about the confession, she'll be able to, you know, make sure what she says won't hurt her. This logic doesn't make any sense at all. Oh.
I was just gonna ask about the movies. But it looks like you're already busy, so... you guys can go see something. I could use a little quiet time anyway. Are you sure? Of course. Just have him home before midnight. I will.
So I take it the movie starts soon?
Pretty soon. We're not in a huge rush or anything. Well, that's a first for you.
Alright, let me just run upstairs. Got a gift card I need to use. Let's go! Do we get a free popcorn? I grab the card from my dresser and run back downstairs. Bye, Natsuki.
See you later. You're just gonna leave Natsuki here until you get back?
Oh, wait. Oh, no. We messed up. We messed up. Abort. Natsuki fumbles for a moment, clearly caught off guard.
Well, the thing is...
Natsuki's house is being fumigated. She can't go home till tonight, so she's hanging out here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway, we should probably get going if we're going to catch the movie. Bye. They hurriedly push Sayori out the door. This is like a rom-com. Like this is a rom-com plot right here. Card in hand, I head to the theater with Sayori. So, looking forward to the movie?
Are you kidding? I've been waiting for this since we were kids.
When we were little, Sarah and I both fell in love with a series of children's novels we discovered at the library. Just so happens they announced the movie adaptation over the summer. It's gonna be terrible, isn't it?
What about you?
Yeah, I am. Hope they didn't butcher it. How movie adaptations can be.
Oh, don't be so negative. Come on, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, you're right. I would have killed to see this movie when we were younger, after all. Let's get some popcorn and head right inside so we can grab some good seats. Okay?
Yes!
After grabbing our snacks, Sarah and I settled into a couple of seats near the back of the theater. A little bit conspicuous, since the two of us are pretty much the only people our age here. Everyone else is either a kid or looking after one. Sarah doesn't seem to mind, though. To be honest, I'm not even sure she notices. I sink a bit lower in my seat and hope nobody recognizes me. This must have been a lot of you guys when you went to go watch the FNAF movie. I know you went to the theaters to watch that. You were sitting there with all those children. Unlike me, an intellectual, I watched it on streaming, and I was still disappointed.
Psst, pass the popcorn.
Voice cuts through the darkness.
Yuri, the trailers haven't even started yet. I like it when the popcorn's still hot.
Her pouting tone, I could practically see Sayori's expression.
Right, but remember, this has to last the whole movie. Half the time you eat the whole bag by the time the trailers finish. It only happened once or twice.
Big fun, but I made sure to get an extra large popcorn for this exact reason. Just as I pass the bag to Sayori, and the screen lights up. Sayori hurriedly grabs a handful of popcorn and settles back into her seat to watch the trailers. The movie's pretty good, honestly. Definitely took some artistic license, but it still captures the feel of the books, even if the details are a bit different. Seems like Sayori's enjoying it too. Watching anything with Sayori is something of an acquired taste, since she doesn't often sit quietly through the whole thing. Favorite character from the book shows up, she excitedly begins slapping my knee to get my attention. Sort of thing that I might have said was annoying in the past, but would have missed if Sayori stopped doing it. Now, of course, I'm just glad she's happy about something. Even if that something is just a character in a movie. So, what'd you think?
It was great. The ending especially. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
The ending? It ended the exact same way as the book. You knew it was going to happen.
Well, yeah, but it's a good ending. I'm always a little nervous about whether things are really going to turn out okay in the end, you know?
Only Sayori would be worried about a kid's movie having a sad ending.
Yeah,
You never were one for sad endings.
hey, that's not true. Sometimes I like sad endings.
Come on, Sayori. Always upset if a story doesn't end in a happily ever after.
Well, yeah, I always hope has a happy ending. Still, sometimes the best stories are sad at the end. Like we talked about earlier, you remember? Bittersweet.
Oh, yeah. Still don't get it. No, doesn't it? I still don't get it, though. Doesn't it make you sad if something awful happens to the characters you're so invested in?
Yep.
Then why do you like it? Is it being sad, a bad thing?
I don't know. It's not like everything has to be sad at the end, not even most things. But every once in a while, it just feels right. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I feel connected to the story. Like we match.
So, you don't want stories to have a sad ending, but sometimes you like it when they do? Does it make any more sense when I say it?
Now you get it.
I chuckle softly. Nope, not even a little bit. You're a weirdo, Sayori. Always have been.
Hey.
You're my weirdo. Gently rustle Sayori's hair. Always have been.
Well, guess I can live with that.
I'm not sure how I should be treating Sayori now that I know how she feels about me. Especially if I'm dating Natsuki. Doesn't feel right to carry on the same way, knowing about her depression. Am I really doing her a favor if I'm too nice? Would Natsuki be jealous? Not like I'd mean anything by it. Maybe I should just stop overthinking things. Told Sayori I wasn't interested. Not the type of person to steal her friend's boyfriend.
Zero, you okay?
Sorry, lost in thought. Sorry, Sarah, I'm monologuing here. Leave me alone to my monologues. Ready to go home?
Yep.
I walk Sayori home, then head straight over to my place. Hey, Natsuki, I'm home. Natsuki comes down the hall, fixing me with an icy gaze. Oh, why is she crying? Natsuki? What's wrong? Have you been crying? Natsuki doesn't answer for a moment. Then she looks me dead in the eyes and holds something up.
What's this?
You're closer and my heart stops. It's a beer bottle from last night. Oh! Oh no! I didn't drink! No, Natsuki, I was doing my job! I never turned them in. Hang on, it's not what it looks like.
Is this what you've been doing every night? Sneaking out to get drunk behind my back?
No, of course not.
Then what is it?
Moment to collect my thoughts. It's obvious that if I don't come clean now, things won't go well for us. And if I'm not careful, telling the truth could backfire too. Look, Natsuki, I love having you here. I don't regret inviting you to move in for a second. Things are difficult.
So what? Things get tough and you start drinking to cope? Gee, where have I heard that before? You have any idea how that sounds to me?
Natsuki, the bottles aren't mine.
I mean, they are now, but I didn't drink from them.
Look, the money my mom gave me isn't enough for the two of us to live off of. Thought it would be if I just cut back on a few things, but I was wrong. The reason I've been going out every night is so I could collect bottles to turn in for a refund. Sorry I lied to you, but I haven't been drinking.
Telling the truth? I want to believe you. But please, don't lie to me. I mean anything at all to you. Don't lie to me about this.
Promise. It's the truth. I'm gonna ask Yuri. She saw me last night. I'm just trying to make ends meet. She visibly relaxes and lets out a soft chuckle. She wipes her eyes and turns to me.
You really scared me, you know.
I will say this, it's Natsuki, you literally slept on top of him like last night when you found the bottle. She would have smelled alcohol on his breath if he actually drank. I feel like this was definitely an overblown. Hell, he could have proven himself by saying, you didn't smell alcohol on me when we literally went to sleep last night. Because that's like, you would have definitely smelled the alcohol. But I mean, to be fair, she doesn't exactly know how long the beer bottle's been there, so it could have been like, maybe that was a beer bottle from some previous night. I don't know. I still feel like that should have been something that should have been brought up.
Things really that bad?
You have enough for the next month, if we're careful.
And after that?
After that, I'll figure something out. I won't let you go hungry again. I promise.
It's not your responsibility, Zero.
Of course it is. You're my girlfriend. You're living in my house. I don't take care of you. How am I any better than him? Natsuki freezes, clenching her fists.
You really that stupid?
Voice holds a venom I've never heard before.
You're better because you actually bother to try. Better because I can actually be myself around you. I don't have to hide who I am or what I like. You don't scream at me for what I spend time with or what I read.
Natsuki starts to gently quiver and her breathing becomes unsteady.
Better because since moving in with you, I don't flinch when I hear a door slam anymore. I don't have a panic attack if I drop a glass. I don't live in fear of what's going to happen when you wake up or when you get home. You're better because you make me feel like you actually want me around. Like I'm a real person. Who matters? Who's loved? I care about the other stuff. I care if I don't have 3 full meals every day. I just want to feel safe. Like I actually matter to someone. Don't you ever compare yourself to him again. Because you have nothing in common.
Slowly, I approach Natsuki. I've learned from experience. I keep my arms lowered as I walk forward. She leans forward and puts her arms around me. Feels less like a hug and more like a drowning person desperately clutching a life raft. Put my arms around her gently, trying for time to recover. Come on, breathe with me. In and out. In and out. Times we repeat this before she recovers. Eventually, though, her breathing steadies once again. Sorry.
Fine. But you're right. We do need money. You're not going to like it, but I think I have an idea. Actually, something I've been thinking about for a while now.
Why won't I like it?
Because it's not something I can do while I'm in school. I'd have to drop out.
No. Absolutely not.
Just hear me out. Just grant for small businesses. Government literally gives you money, no strings attached, as long as you use it to start a business. Be anything. Factory, a photography studio, bakery.
Natsuki mutters that last bit so quietly I almost didn't hear it. You want to open your own bakery?
Told you wouldn't like it. But I'm 18 now, so I can apply for the grant. Just I'm doing some research, and it'll take a while to get everything set up. And if I got started today, I wouldn't be able to actually open it for a long time. We should do it now. We still have some money to hold us over.
Feeling dizzy, I go to the couch and sit down. Natsuki's right. I don't like it. The part where she owns a bakery, I actually think that's a great idea. Dropping out? This close to graduation? Desperately, I rack my brain for alternatives. But there aren't any. Tried finding part-time work, but it just isn't available. Let's either collect bottles, or... Alright.
Alright, like, you agree?
This won't be easy. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. Means getting up super early every day. And just baking for hours before we even open. And then have to operate the actual store. At least until we have enough profit to hire someone to help out with that.
Natsuki sits down next to me on the couch.
Zero, I can do this, right? Stuff I make, people will want to buy it.
Can't help but laugh. Natsuki, that's the one thing I'm not worried about. You're the best baker I've ever met. No question. Natsuki takes a breath and looks me in the eyes.
And you'll support me? Can't do this alone.
Promise. Whatever you decide, I'm with you 100%.
Good. Then I'll book a meeting for Monday. They accept me. I'll tell the club that day. And then I'll drop out.
Believe how quickly this is all happening. Natsuki gets this grant. It means Monday will be our last club meeting together. Should we, I don't know, bake some cupcakes or something for the occasion? Sounds absurd. A huge change, and we celebrate with cupcakes?
Yeah, I guess we should.
You can work on them tomorrow. It's gonna sit there in silence for a long time. Like there's more to say, more to discuss. But there's nothing. We've made our plan.
So, we go to bed. Getting late.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
Feel overwhelmed? I head to my bedroom and sit on my bed. Yeah. I can fall asleep now. Damn. Damn, how long is this mod? I think I'm actually gonna have to stop it here. I thought with these submissions, I thought these were gonna be like semi-short. This might be, to be fair, when I saw Act 1, I was like, Act 1? Like, I already kind of had a little bit of a feeling that this mod was gonna be a little long. So I was already like, Act 1, but then I was like, maybe like it has acts, but maybe it's quick. And it's like, it's been an hour and we're not even done with Act 1. So I guess this one's gonna be a multi-parter. So far though, it's pretty interesting. This is getting kind of good. The part that I do find, Monday is definitely gonna get a little weird because Sayori was apparently working something for Monica just to show on Monday. So I don't know what plan they have on Monday, but that's gonna definitely put a damper in the moods on Monday. And it turns out Natsuki says she's fucking dropping out. Now, me personally, as a zero, what's my personal opinion on this? I don't think she should drop out. I feel like they should definitely try to look for some alternatives here. I know that they don't exactly want to tell the club and stuff, but I feel like, especially this close to graduation, it just feels like it feels unnecessary to do that. Like, I feel like hopefully they can the club can like talk them into something else. Cause yeah, doesn't really seem like a good idea per se. But yeah, so far it seems like things we've learned is that Natsuki's father is just, a drunk monster. Where have you seen that before? But yeah, and so Natsuki is gonna drop out potentially. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens, I guess, next time. This is gonna be a probably very emotional part next. Can't wait to see how this is. Though, I will say this, I find this kind of odd, because MC's like, this is gonna be the last club meeting we all have together. And I'm just like, well, if she's living with you, then, I mean, I don't think the girls are never gonna see her again. Hell, Sayori comes over on the weekend. He ran into Yuri on his way onto the park, so that means Yuri isn't really that far away either. Yeah, Yuri doesn't live that far away if they're, like, at the same park, so... they could still visit Natsuki. The club can still continue without Natsuki. And not only can the club still continue without Natsuki, it's like they could still visit her on the weekends or something and say, hey, Natsuki, you know, or even visit her cupcake shop, her bakery. I don't know. As it does seem like he's overreacting with that line. This is gonna be the last club meeting, all of us together. He's just really scared because that means now he has to hang out with like Sayori or Yuri during the club meeting. Ugh. But anyway, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not sure if this one has a link to download, because I know some of them did, but I'm not 100% sure if this one has a Reddit post. I might need to look for it if it does, and then send that. But yeah, the link might be in the description if you want to play this for yourself. This has been Zero. Peace.
Put your hands up, wave it side to side for good.